Hey everybody, it's Ben and Beta, and today I have a new product to show you, as well as I'm back with Bryan here. I'm on my way back to Colorado. We stopped one more time here to do a little bit of work on a couple other videos for the DIY tuber competition with some rinseless wash, which you can see here. Anyway, say hello, Bryan.
Hello everybody.
So I did pick up a couple products from Pan. I picked up the rinseless wash to give that a try. I also picked up some tire dressing. We'll maybe give that a try another time. This will be a future video, I think, when I get back home.
Because your tires are going to need it.
And then the shampoo. So we'll try that out when I get home as well. I'm excited to try these products. I'm hoping they're really good. I believe Pan probably did create good products. So we're focusing today just on the rinseless wash. But to be fair, this will only be about the fourth time I've used a rinseless wash, so it'll be exciting to see how this works. His Jeep has a lot of bug guts on it. It is in the sun. It's basically all the things that rinseless wash should be still good at. We're only gonna bucket wash this one with a IK foam sprayer. We're not gonna use a full wash. We're not going to rinse it when we're done. It really is gonna be rinseless, not just rinse less. Keep in mind that a rinseless wash doesn't mean you never rinse. You can and should in many instances. In fact, we probably could rinse the bug gut pieces first before we finished, but we want to just see how good the product is and give it a try.
So I'm curious, a bottle like that, how long do you expect it to last, and what was the price point on it?
So a bottle like this, it depends on how often you use it.
But how many vehicles do you think you could get out of one bottle?
Well, if we look at
how many washes?
If we look at what he says, so for 1 ounce for every 2 gallons of water, 256 to 1 for exterior interior detailing.
Oh, I forgot about the interior detailing part.
And if you're gonna do a waterless wash, it says 1 ounce of product for every gallon of water.
So it's a little stronger.
It's a little stronger, so that's what it says there. We're gonna try this out in the IK foam sprayer. It should still work. It doesn't actually tell you what you should use in that dilution for the sprayer, but we'll see how this works. We're gonna use a wash sponge from DIYDetail, and hopefully your vehicle's gonna look really nice and clean when we're done.
That's the dream. Oh, smell test?
Yeah.
All right. It smells fruity.
Yeah. Good set. I like it.
It's kind of like a peach.
Yeah, kind of a peach, and which is the matching to the color, so I guess that makes sense. So it is a white vehicle, so honestly, this will be kind of hard to see everything, but you can see all the bug guts and the windows, and that's gonna be the big deal, I think. So we're gonna use this. I'm gonna use the glug glug method, and we'll do like 2 glugs. Let's see how it goes.
All right.
Oh, that's really milky. That is not what I thought it was gonna look like when it came out of there. It really looks like milk.
Yeah, it's kind of like a pearlescence kind of a thing going on.
It's kind of a fun thing to watch. It said 1 ounce per 2 gallons, so that's probably 1.5 ounces right there. And you can see how it mixes in here pretty well though. And that's something that with DIYDetail, you couldn't necessarily see that as well sometimes. So that's kind of nice to just know if it's mixing in or not, which is kind of cool. All right, so we definitely want to get a lot, I think, on here. I want to see just how well mixed this is and what it kind of puts out. We don't need super foam or anything like that. We're not trying for that. We just want a decent foam on here to just start to work at these bugs and things. And
the amount of bugs is ridiculous.
It is a lot of bugs. So not super foamy here at this moment. I didn't put a lot in. I am kind of wondering if we should have put a little bit more in than we did though. Smells good. I really like the smell. How did you hit this bug?
I must have backed into it.
We're pretty much out. Dang it. Let it sit for just a little bit and see how it does. You feel like it's coming off, not coming off?
I do feel like it's coming off.
Again, with a rinseless, it's really important that you don't have a lot of water on here. You just want a little bit, and you want to make sure you're doing a lubricated surface, which we have. And we'll flip sides of this as we go along.
All right.
And yeah, you might want to start with the windshield and just see how that goes. Yeah, it's definitely cleaner. All right, I'll trade you.
That might require a little bit more solution or something. So I didn't put much pressure on when I was going.
I might not have got very much product up on the top here either. Bugs just grab on. And your car is not coated either. We did put a Meguiar's spray on, graphene spray kind of deal, but that probably doesn't have much of that left at this point. There are still some bug guts left, I would say. But that was the true on my vehicle as well. It is significantly better, but it is not perfectly clean. What I might do really quick is I might refill that sprayer and then maybe put a little extra in there. What do you think?
I don't think it can hurt. I'm definitely getting dirt off in the sponge though.
That's good. See if that's any better. So you want to just go back over everything we did?
Sure.
Starting to dry a little bit, which is okay. I think we're gonna have to do smaller sections because it's windy out. So let's just do the front and we'll go back over the rest of it later. This has got a little bit more product on it, I think, this time too.
It does seem to be gliding over the surface better this time.
It leaves a nice shine.
Yeah. Noticeable improvements. I don't know if it's doing quite as good a job as I was maybe expecting, but that's probably due to my own lack of experience in using the product.
So I just went really quick and looked at my truck, just to look at the windshield, and my windshield's at least as bad as that, if not worse. And my my whole vehicle is coated, including the glass.
Okay.
Yours had way more bugs on it than mine did too.
Okay.
So let's see how the rest of it turns out. This is the worst part we just did. I think that's part of it. Bug guts are hard to get off, but it's way cleaner than it was before when we started this.
I don't disagree.
We were trying to make this as hard as it could possibly be.
So not a fair comparison.
So I don't think it's a fair comparison to compare it directly to the truck. But I think if yours had been like coated, it would be different. While you're doing that, I'm just going to show really fast. You can see that there are still some bugs here. While the windshield again is not perfect, not every bug is off of it, but it's very clean compared to where it was. And we used, basically no water, and we did not rinse it. So this is truly rinseless at this point. Kind of amazed how well it's done without having done or at least one rinse.
The initial rinse.
I wasn't sure what to expect, but I think it actually turned out pretty good.
Is there anything more that can be done for my windshield, or?
We can try.
Because that would be about the only thing that jumps out at me is just a few spots in the windshield.
We did do a third application on the windshield because we had some left, which is I guess what you would do if you really don't have the option for spraying it off with water. Honestly, the third time it came off, so it's much cleaner now. Windshield looks pretty darn good. Well, what do we think of Clean by Pan, man?
Without using any additional water, we didn't use the pressure washer or anything. I think it did a really good job. I was skeptical at first, and I kind of voiced that. After an additional application, that made the difference.
I think the first solution we had in the foam sprayer just needed a little bit of extra of the Clean by Pan, have a little bit more cleaning power, and it looks great. It's very shiny, slick to the touch, so it left a little bit of sort of protection almost feeling afterwards, which is great. It smells so good.
It does.
So Pan, I think you did a good job with this rinseless wash. If you're looking for a rinseless wash, I think this is a good one to pick up.
I would agree.
You asked about price. I wanted to say this was right around $20, I think, for a bottle.
Oh, that's reasonable.
Or $16.99, somewhere between $16.99 and $20. I don't have any affiliation with Clean by Pan, but I'll have links because, you should support products that you think are good.
Now, can that be used on other things, size vehicles?
Generally speaking, rinseless washes can be used for a lot of things. You can use them to clean your sponges, to clean your towels at the end, like let them soak, that kind of thing. You can use them on things like appliances, all kinds of different stuff. That's pretty crazy. You can use rinseless wash on seems like anything, boats. Yeah, all kinds of different stuff. So lots of different applications. All right, so we saw how Clean by Pan did on Brian's uncoated Jeep, but after driving all the way back home from Wisconsin, we have a fairly dirty vehicle at this point from all the bugs and everything like that. So my vehicle is coated, and just wanted to see then how that might work out with the coated vehicle, see if it works any different, better, worse, the same as it did on Brian's uncoated vehicle. My windshield is also coated, so again, we'll see how this works. So we'll see if Clean by Pan actually works a little bit better with the coated vehicle. Give it a try. I'm gonna do it panel by panel this time as well with an IK foam sprayer and then also from the bucket. So we'll see how this goes. I think I didn't get a chance to show last time was that Pan does include some different tips for things like the rinseless wash and the shampoo, which should make it a little bit easier to kind of pour than just pouring it out of the bottle, which I think is kind of cool. So let's see here. This is about 2 gallons of water, so it should be 1 ounce of product for 2 gallons of water. All right, so now I'm gonna look at an ounce that's in there, and I can mix that up a little bit. All right, we're mixed in good. We're still gonna use Legacy sponge, because I think that works really well. And then we're gonna put a little bit of this into the foam sprayer as well. I'm gonna go with, I think, 1.5 ounces and see how that goes. I like these tips. That made it really easy to pour. I'm definitely gonna let it sit a little longer on the windshield and see if that works any better. The sun is not quite hitting the truck yet, which is good. But you can see there are a few bugs. We'll see if we can get those off. Some on the front as well. So we'll let it sit a little bit longer there while we do the hood, I think. The rest of the panels should be pretty easy. This is just particularly pretty bad from the bugs. All right, we'll start with the hood and see how that goes. Again, we're just keeping this just a little bit wet, and that's about it. And running it over the surface. And it is taking off the bugs here in the top nicely. Some of them are stuck a little bit, but not too bad. Let's flip it over here. All right, let's do a quick dry on the hood. Very smooth, which is great. Looks like we missed a little spot there. It looks really good when I'm done here. And again, it's taking almost really no effort to get it clean. So other than a couple spots that still have some gunk on it, not too bad. Let's see how we do on the windshield. All right, so we know the windshield's quite dirty, but let's see how it goes. I'm not really using pressure. I'm just making sure that I go over those spots with the bugs, trying to make sure I do a good job. And if I see some bug guts, I want to get them, but I'm not really putting any pressure on or anything like that at this point at all. To the other side. And if you just go over the bug guts a few times, they do come off. It's a better experience than I had with Bryan's vehicle, and it could be because it's coated. Those seem to really stick on, and you felt like you really needed to use pressure to get them off. So I think we're pretty good now. But let's see what it looks like. That's pretty good. I'm not seeing too much, if anything, on this side. Let's check their side. So it might just be that I'm getting better with technique on here, but it's definitely much better than it was before we started and from what I saw with Bryan's vehicle. So I'm really liking what I'm seeing here, both on the hood and on the windshield thus far. So let's see what happens with the front of the vehicle. I might have to respray this. It's starting to dry a little bit. It's still all right. So we'll see how much of this comes off now. All right, here we go. So far, it's coming off pretty good. That one's a little bit tough right there. And they really are coming off quite easy. They definitely killed an awful lot of bugs. Again, I'm using basically no pressure whatsoever. I guess the other cool part about Rinseless is you can just kind of go over a section again if you saw a bug and you wanted to kind of take care of it. All right, let's dry it off and see how it looks. And I'm guessing you can see there's just a pretty massive difference of before versus after, which is what you want. And because I didn't have to take out all of my other equipment, that's the biggest time savings, I think, for me anyway. All right, so I'm gonna finish the rest of the vehicle, but I think I can pretty much call this at this point. You can see what this looks like now versus when we started. So definitely on a coated vehicle, the Clean by Pan Rinseless Wash is amazing, works great. And the after effects on Jeep were very good too. I'm gonna, again, continue to recommend. I think this is a great product. I think DIYDetail's Rinseless Wash is really good too. This one smells better. I think they're both good. Really can't go wrong either way. But definitely try it out if you haven't before and see what you think of it. For those of you who have tried it, leave some comments below. If you have questions, leave those below too, and I will do my best to answer them. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, live your life in beta, and we'll see you next time.
Take care, everybody.